going to give a license to you to make Patriots. We haven't informed the company of that yet, but that'll work out all right. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. But, they'll be able to do it.
And when Trump dominating the event, declaring that he thinks the ceasefire with Iran is over, and the president making news beyond Tehran, including reviving his call for the U.S. to claim Greenland, announcing a halt to trade with Spain, which he later softened, promising to remove Syria from the State Department's state sponsors of terrorism list, and giving Ukraine a license to manufacture Patriot missiles. Joining us now to react is former U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Kay Bailey Hutchinson. Madam Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. So the president certainly dominated the summit in a way that only he can, and he started the day by saying that he was not happy with NATO and ended it by praising the alliance and saying that there was a lot of love in the room. So clearly he's happy with how this summit went. What were some of your top takeaways?
Well, I think you have set it out right there. He started out tentative, as he is about NATO. But at the end, I think he acknowledged how much the Europeans are doing in their own defense, which is what he's been asking for. And he acknowledged that. I thought it was very positive. And then I think, too, some of the major accomplishments were the two bilaterals in which the press was included with al-Shara in Syria, and taking Syria off the terrorist list for what he is doing there, I think is very important for helping to settle down somewhat the Middle East. But also, I think working with President Zelensky, I think the president is now very respectful of the efforts that President Zelensky has made, the fact that he is trying to be helpful in the Iran situation as well, was also acknowledged. And so I think it was a very successful summit, and it was one that met the goals of the Secretary General from the beginning, which was to show unity of the alliance.
And when it comes to President Zelensky, here is the major announcement that President Trump made when it comes to Ukraine. Listen to this.
We're going to give a license to you to make Patriots. We haven't informed the company of that yet, but that'll work out all right. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. But, they'll be able to do it.
And when it comes to the president, it appears that he appreciates people who are successful and stay in the fight. And when it comes to Ukraine, they haven't just stayed in the fight. They are right now making gains. So how significant is this announcement that the president wants to give a license for Ukraine to make its own Patriot missiles?
I think it is great. I think we should be helping Ukraine in every way. They have shown so much patriotism and commitment and resolve, and they have shown that they can make drones. They're going to be teaching a lot of European allies as well as us how to make those drones and become effective, but they need the Patriot. And it is important, I think, that we have given them this license, because the ballistic missiles that Russia is using right now on Ukraine are very hard to repel without the Patriot. So I think it was exactly the right thing to do that the president said that to Zelensky, and he said it publicly, and Zelensky deserves that kind of help.
Absolutely. It's one of the world's best air defense systems. It's something that Ukraine had requested, and request apparently granted by the president yesterday. They will certainly be putting them to use. When it comes to Spain, we heard the president yesterday say that he wants to cut off all trade with the country. And then later he went on to say this. Watch.
I did have issues with Spain, and I still do. But Spain, they came back all the way today. Spain was very generous today. I told them I'm going to stop trading. They honored the request for lots of payment. And if they didn't, we wouldn't even talk to them. They were very bad. They behaved very badly, in my opinion.
Classic carrot and stick.